to Let's Talk Science with Thuli. We've been talking to Dr. Mandiwana about prostate cancer, which is really exciting and really informative. And now we're trying to find out really who is this woman and what is she about, you know? So Vusi, you have you're quite the fashionista. Let me just put it that way. I mean, you wear heels to the lab like almost every day. Tell us a little bit about what that's about. I mean, you could just wear, you could just wear tracksuit pants and a t-shirt like the rest of us do.
No, that's boring. I can't do that. No, I love life. I feel like we need to live life.
We need to live life.
Like every day is a special occasion for me. I'm not gonna wait for a wedding or that baby shower. What if it never comes?
What if it never comes?
My clothes, my dresses are sitting there. My heels are sitting there. No. So,
no enjoyment.
So I'll wear the heels when I go to the lab. I wear taggies.
Yeah.
When I'm done with my work, back to heels.
I love that. I really do love that, because there's something about it that shows just how much love you have for yourself, and how much time you actually take, in how you present yourself. Is the presentation for you? Is the presentation for you and for the external? Is there an external satisfaction that comes from?
Yes, like when you look good, you feel good.
You feel good.
That, and don't be fooled. Sometimes no matter how hot I look, how good I look, inside I'm dying, So I'm one person who doesn't want the world to, I don't need the world to know that I'm going through a bad day. I don't need the world to know that I'm mourning. I don't need the world to know that I had a bad morning or I shouted at my kids before I came to work. The world doesn't need to know that. People don't need to know that. Sometimes you just need to present the best version of yourself. Sometimes I just need to rock up and smile and keep it moving.
In your heels, girl.
In my heels.
Absolutely.
Because maybe that aura, that energy, my style is motivating someone else to get out of their dark moment. Yeah. So I just hope to be a testimony to other people through my fashion, through my dress code, through my aura, my energy,
in your style,
in my style. I think we all minister in different ways. Let me minister through my clothes. Just.
Oh, I love that. Let me minister through my clothes. I absolutely love that. And you are a mom. And when the first time I heard you were a mom of 2 boys, I was like, there's no way. Where did those children come out of? Vusani, you're so tiny. I'm just like, where did these kids come out? And now they're 11 and 9. And how's that been?
It's amazing. I love being a mom. If there's anything that I do well, it's being a mom.
Oh, I love that.
I fail at the science. I fail at a lot of things, but when it comes to being a mom, I love it. It's my purpose. They are my life. I can't imagine life without them. Actually, sometimes I ask myself, what did I do before I had kids?
Oh my word, really?
Yes!
No, but 11 years.
What was I doing? But they are my everything. So I plan my life around them. Everything about me is also about them. So how I also stay fit is basically incorporating them in my lifestyle. So we jog together.
Oh, nice.
So even last night we went jogging, so we jogged.
Plus you have boys, so they've got like very high energy and they want to do things and they want to be out there.
They want it. They are interested.
Oh, nice.
We actually did our first 10-kilometer race. So we
together. Yeah, we did. Vusani and I used to run together, and clearly I'm not running anymore. It's evident.
So I continued. So last year we did our first 10Ks together, and I was doubting because I thought they're young. Is it too much for them? They are actually so fit. They have so much stamina. I was actually surprised. So since then, like, we do it more frequently.
And I think it's nice you're starting them off when they're really young, because I mean, that's like a lifestyle thing. And I mean, as soon as it becomes a habit for them, then it's likely something they're going to do for like a very long time.
Yes.
Vusani, you are raising your children on your own. I remember, so I met Vusani when I was at the CSIR as well, and I was working there. I think I was transitioning between my master's and my PhD, and I was just like, how is it that you've got these, you're not walking around carrying being a single mom, but I also think the manner in which you became a single mom, because a lot of people are single moms because the fathers, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, leave and they're not present. And for you, you're about to have your child, your second born, or you just had your second born.
He was 18 months.
He was 18 months.
Yeah, and he was 3 years, but only was 18 months.
And your husband passes on. And I remember so distinctly, like people say women are strong, and they say women are strong all the time. But I remember you said something back then, and you said, but Thuli, I got to a point where I said, if it doesn't happen to me, and I keep on asking God, why me, who am I saying it must happen to? And I thought it was one of the most powerful things I've ever heard. And for me, I mean, I haven't nearly gone through something like that, but at any time I think about complaining about anything, I'm just like, but who am I saying it must happen to? And I want to know how, if you happen to talk about it, how has that's been horrible, but how is it being a single mom? What do you say to your boys?
Yeah, it's not always easy, but there've been phases to it over the years. At first it was heavy, it was a lot, but it also forced me to grow up very quickly, just get a handle of things. And to some degree I also felt like he knew, he prepared me. Like he made me step up just before he left, like do this, do that. And when it happened, it was like, oh, like, did you know, is this what he meant? Because there was supernatural strength. I won't lie. I would say it's God. I won't even take ownership of all the strength that I've had over the years. I would say be grounded in something. You need to be spiritually grounded. Believe in something. Believe in a higher power. Whether it's Jesus Christ, whether it's Buddha, whether it's Allah, it doesn't matter, but be grounded. Be spiritually grounded. Believe in something. And
beyond yourself and everything that's around you that you can see.
So for me, that has gotten me through a lot. And just, I think my kids also just have their own, they're almost like angels, where I feel like they carry his spirit. I don't know if it makes sense, but there's a comfort.
Do you feel like you see him in them?
Sometimes it's too much. Like, I don't need to see him right now, because it makes me emotional, but it helps. It almost brings me back to earth and, channels me. But I've had a supernatural type of help or comfort or guidance in raising my children, in being who I am.
And Vusani, you were young.
I was 27.
You're young.
28. Yeah.
You're young. I think it's a lot, and I think your grace is infectious. It really is infectious. I don't even want to lie to you. And grief is such a difficult thing, especially people don't want to deal with grief. People don't want to talk about grief. And I imagine that as people are watching this and they're listening to this, I'm going deeper into grief and they're probably getting more and more uncomfortable because it's not a topic we like to speak about.
Oh no, people don't want to talk about it.
Why is that? Because it's a part of all of our lives, Why do you think that is the case? I know you don't have any issues with talking about grief, which I thought was really sobering and very different. But why would people have a problem talking about grief, or even listening or hearing about grief?
I honestly, till this day, I still don't understand it. People will tiptoe around it and act as if it didn't happen. Like, maybe keeping quiet means it didn't happen. Come address it. Come say hi. We'll say, how are you doing? You know, how are you coping? How are you managing with the loss of your husband, with the loss of your mother? Talk about it. It's okay, you know. And if I'm not comfortable with talking about it, I will tell you. I'll say, not today.
I'm
good, but not today.
Not today, you know? Yeah. And I think also people respect that, because it's not something, if I had asked you today and you said, no, you know, I would have respected that, you know, because it's also not something that, like we're saying, people don't want to talk about grief, you know. Let's talk about, I don't want to go to your mom's passing. I think it's very fresh. I want to go to your sisters. How are your sisters doing? How's your family doing? How's your dad doing, besides his worry where prostate cancer is concerned?
I'd say generally we're all doing quite well. Considering, I think we are quite strong. Yeah. And the youngest being 30, I would say we are adults. You know, it's not like it's happening to people who are financially and otherwise dependent on their parents, other than mostly emotionally. You know, so we all have our own homes, we are all working, we are all doing our own thing, we are all educated, we all have our own families, so to speak. So
there's a lot to look forward to. Yes. You know, there's a lot to look forward to in life.
Yes, so now I'd say, because we have one parent left, we focus more on my dad and we make sure we channel most of that energy to him, so that he also doesn't feel too much of the vacuum, you know. So we are trying to fill each other's vacuums, you know. So we talk, we are each other's support systems, and it's easier to talk to my sisters about it than, for instance, to talk to you about it. Yeah. You know, because you wouldn't get my pain today versus tomorrow versus yesterday. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the fact that we shared a mom and her voice and her presence, they
bond,
get it.
yeah,
you know,
and
so
you can laugh about it, and laugh about the fun moments, the funny moments, and remember all of the good things and the happy times, you know. And then I want to go to Vusi. I mean, like I was saying, you were young, and we come from African families. And there comes a time where you're just like, I want companionship.
Yeah.
And how does that play out?
I've had this discussion with my parents and the in-laws. We've had discussions. At some point, my dad threw a statement which implied there could be someone. So I answered him outright. I'm like, no, Dad, don't worry. There isn't someone yet. You know, because I knew he wasn't going to ever ask me directly. You know, so I had to tell him and say, no, don't worry, there isn't. And when there is, I'll tell you when I'm getting married. And with my in-laws, we had this discussion where they brought up the possibility, or they brought up culture, that did you know that in our culture, in such a situation, you would then be getting married to his brother, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah? And I ironed it out as politely as I could, and we had an understanding, and we are good. We still have a good relationship. Yeah. We are open, we talk. I'm quite open and upfront about situations, so I don't like lying or beating about the bush. Ready to pair. You understand? So we've ironed it out, and they're open and understand that I'm still young. There's a possibility of someone coming into our lives.
Vusani, is that still prevalent, where there's an expectation for people to get married to their deceased partners' brothers? Is that still really prevalent?
No, I don't think so.
Right?
I don't think so.
I sure
In fact, it's
hope
absurd.
Not.
It's like, how dare you bring it up?
I hope not. You know?
Yeah, I don't know if it still happens, but I don't think so.
I love though that you have the cause I mean something like that would break a lot of people, and I like that you're saying, well, Dad, not yet, but let me tell you something, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Be open to it.
So yeah, so your dad knows, this one she's dating.
Yeah.
And how's that going?
No, not at the moment. But I've dated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Yeah. I think I still have a lot of my own issues, you know, in terms of expectations and yeah, I think I've been through a lot, and when you've had such a good person in your life, everything after that almost doesn't compare. And my standards are also quite high. So I'm the type that, you know, like, I don't need this. I deserve better, and I will walk out. I'm not the type to stick it out. I'm not gonna stay in a relationship.
For the sake of...
Yes, no, I don't have time to waste. I've got a busy life.
Yes,
so
and your children need to see you being happy where you are and with the people you're around.
Yes, so for me, in a relationship, more than anything, I want companionship.
Yeah.
So don't think you are coming in to be my provider, you know, give me a car or a house, or you are taking my time. That's my time. So I need companionship. I just need that person that I can call after a long day's work and say, oh babe, I've had such a long day. I need someone to talk to. I need to vent. You know, so I'm not looking for financial sustenance.
You're not looking for provision.
Yes. So a friend. Adult conversation.
Adult conversation.
That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, I love that. Adult conversations.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You
so,
know.
Folks, I hope that this was very much an adult conversation. And I think that particularly grief is something that we all go through in different degrees, in different fashions. And for some reason, we really don't talk about grief. And I think we should. If Vusani is testament for anything, it's that perhaps even talking about it allows you to celebrate that person and remember them for who they were and how they impacted your life, as opposed to being fixated over the actual loss, you know. That was quite a deep session, and I hope you guys, I don't know if enjoyed is the right word, but I certainly learned a lot, and I've certainly grown from this episode, and I hope that you guys have the same sentiments as well. That was our hashtag Beyond Science segment on Let's Talk Science with Thuli. Do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're the kind of person who wants to watch us, and do subscribe onto all your popular audio streaming platforms. We are there. So again, if you have anything that you want to talk about, any area of science or the world, or if you want us to talk about your eyes, let us know. We'll find a person that's doing research on eyes. If you want to talk about lungs, we'll find a person that is doing research on lungs. In fact, if you want to talk about, I don't know, the infrastructure that is being used to build roads, let us know. We'll likely find someone that does a science or a engineering practice in that. Until the next time, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you very much, Vusani. We enjoyed having you at Let's Talk Science with Thuli.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Cheers.